If you've got a view to make about that, you can send me a text this morning on 81333, and you can start your message with 3CR. In just a second, we'll talk to another expert about that as well. We spoke to Sarah earlier on, and she said that when she had a stroke, she was quite literally kicked out of hospital and left to go home and deal with it herself with absolutely zero support. And for 9 months of her life, she described as talking as a drunk person and having nobody to deal with that at all. OK, well, joining me now is Dr. Tom Balchin. He's from Action for Rehabilitation from Neurological Injury. Tom, can you hear me OK?
Hi, Justin, I can hear you.
Welcome to the programme. So this report's saying that there's certainly a lack of support there. Why on earth are we talking about a lack of support now in today's age? Why are we doing that?
It's very interesting. I mean, we have a serious lack of help for stroke survivors after discharge. I mean, the ability for therapists and community therapists to help with stroke survivors after those 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, it's very patchy. And it's down to time and resources, those two things. The therapists would love to continue all this care that was lavished on the stroke survivors, hopefully, in the hospitals for as long as stroke survivors need it. But there just isn't the money. So we at Arni, which is the Action for Rehabilitation from Neurological Injury charity, end up usually being an apologist for these therapists who really are trying their very hardest to reintegrate patients into lifestyles again. So many things they need to know. Will I be able to drive again? Can I catch a train? Can I go on holiday? Will I dress myself properly? Will my spasticity recede in the upper limb typically? Will I be able to get to back to being fit? Will I be able to get back to full movement? What's the timing, maybe intensity of training or duration of activities? Will my movement start to come back in my hand? Will I be able to wear high heels again? Goodness me. I did wonder that too. I'm a stroke survivor.
It's pretty bleak, isn't it? What you're describing sounds absolutely incredible. You often work with survivors in Luton and Bedford, so you do work locally as well, don't you?
Well, indeed, yes. I mean, wonderfully, over the last sort of 3 or 4 years, we've been able to incorporate an excellent service in Luton, for instance, which has then gone forward to be recognised in a poster abstract at the World Stroke Congress. That was last year, and recognised this year, the European Stroke Conference, which we're very much looking forward to going to and presenting there.
So do you think, off the back of this report out today, do you think that changes are going to be made? Obviously, we've got the headlines from this, that's fantastic, but it's not worth having the headlines unless something's going to be done. Can you now see, eventually, something is going to be done about this?
It would be nice to think there is. Rehabilitation is a massive focus for the Stroke Association. Remember, they catch 1 out of every 2 stroke survivors who pass through. When it's borne in mind that 190,000 people typically will have a stroke in the UK, some recurrent strokes, but probably about 150 who are not recurrent but first time, meaning that there are 900,000 to 1 million people having a stroke. Something needs to change. Now, whether that's in terms of telerehabilitation, maybe, for long-term work with stroke survivors, whether that's in the way of getting what I do, which is using professional trainers linked with therapists, so activating another rung of people who can help, these people who help put on muscle and fitness, etc. So there are some options. I'm quite hopeful, you know.
So there's definitely help out there for people. If people are going through that right now, they're thinking, I've got nowhere to turn, nobody's helping me out, there are still options out there for you.
There are, and I'll tell you where they can turn is to log into Arni, so arni.uk.com. We receive referrals directly from the Stroke Association, directly from all other referral channels. You can, all the stroke survivors out there who are listening and families of stroke survivors should go directly to us, and we can try and help, you know.
Tom, I really appreciate your time this morning. Clearly you're trying to make a difference, and long may that continue.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Tom. There you go. It was Dr. Tom Balchin there joining us live. He's the founder of Action for Rehabilitation from Neurological Injury Institute. It's an interesting one, and we have been talking about it all morning.